Welcome back! We're gonna be doing some exploration now.
Thank you.
So, the campaign continues, does it? Well, allow me, as a professional recluse with 10 years of experience, to volunteer for, staying behind. Oh, who am I kidding? The fighting won't stop until we've defeated Edelgard, will it? Or until we lose, I guess. But there's not much use in thinking about that.
Basically.
Pardon me.
The Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Has it truly been 5 years since then?
Probably.
Do you recall whether it was before or after I joined your class, Professor?
Before.
That's not at all the case, Professor. Your memory serves you poorly. It was shortly after I joined your class. I remember it like it was yesterday. Hi there!
Yes.
No. Okay.
Right.
The Great Bridge of Murden was considerably better fortified than it was 5 years ago.
Oh
The bridge
yeah.
was full of soldiers, and they all died.
Yes, I killed every last one of them.
No.
I can hardly believe we're crossing the borders of the Empire to battle their army. Never thought I'd see the day. You'd never guess from the calm looks on everyone's faces, though. I mean, we're probably all gonna die, let's be honest.
His Highness, Lord Rodrigue, you? There's really something wrong with a lot of you, I swear.
Yes.
Hey!
Eh.
There's I hope things go... Hey, how about a favor? Welcome! Is that the one?
0.5. 5 of these.
Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back soon.
The dark one. Just who I want.
Will this one do?
I'll be taking a bunch of these.
It's all yours. Take it. Tell your friends.
Yeah. You know, war really is terrible. People die, food becomes scarce. Weapons and rations start selling like hotcakes. Nobles start begging for loans. Oh, huh. I didn't mean for that to sound so cold, really. Anyway, where are we off to this time? I hope it's the Alliance.
Yeah. Deal.
Professor! Hello there. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes?
Now we'll keep.
Return soon, please.
That should be enough to scare stuff.
Is this it? There you go.
Or that'd make it right. I'd have known that.
Come back anytime.
Professor, reconnaissance is becoming more of a risk the deeper we move into enemy territory.
Well,
If I
obviously.
don't come back, assume I'm dead.
Understood.
We have to be realistic. Don't waste your energy worrying about me.
Hello.
What about... Say we do. As long as there's a plan, I won't complain. I just, you know. Yeah, I suppose we should...
Yeah. Or fine. Let's get. Never mind. I was gonna say let's go cook with the new, but. More arcane. More things for selling.
Right.
I have a thought. Word just reached me that the Empire has stationed soldiers in Fort Mercius. If they decide to dig in their heels and defend the fort, we'll be in a difficult situation. I hear it's an impregnable keep, surrounded by high ramparts. Taking it would not be easy.
Well, yeah.
Edelgard's presence suggests that Hubert is around too. He is minister of the Imperial household, after all. He's been around Edelgard since they were children. I suppose he must be pretty happy with his current position.
And he's gonna probably be the reason why,
I could use a hand.
all that happened there. Why the Alliance and Kingdom aren't fighting side by
When
side.
undertaking research, the usual method is to form a hypothesis, then test it with experiments. Those experiments reveal facts and falsehoods, yet sometimes they also unveil an exception. You seem to be that exception when it comes to my crest research.
I don't
Worry
understand.
not, Professor. I will find out eventually.
There is still more...
I'd kind of like to get into a Holy Knight, to be honest. Get a horse.
Hey!
I heard the next battle might take us to Gronder Field. Is that right?
Yep.
Remind when it was over, and then we had a part.
And hard.
I seem to lack the skills required to grieve for the dead. If someone has passed, even someone dear to me, I could stand about and wail or get on with my life. While I'm at it, that whole idea that we must speak well of the dead, I don't understand that either. If I didn't like them when they were alive, then why pretend to do so when they are no longer here?
True, true. It's only really for the feelings of others. Something that doesn't matter in the long term.
Say, I once saw the prince patting the head of an orphan from the monastery. Does this mean even that cruel man has some empathy in his heart?
Yeah.
Was it just a random whim? Maybe my eyes just tricked me.
Ferdinand!
We captured the Great Bridge of Murden, but the fight has only just begun. Enbar, the Imperial capital, lies far to the south beyond Gronder Field.
And waiting for us on the way there is the entire Imperial army, with twice as many troops as us.
We had better brace ourselves. Exact.
There is still...
As powerful as our knights are, we're outnumbered by a long shot. This won't be easy. It's crazy to attempt this. I guess I'm crazy to go along with it.
Yeah. That is the case. Go up here. Black Magic Tournament. Sylvain, do your thing.
Is that it?
All for our future. All for our future.
Yeah, there's no real dodge and win spell.
All for our future. All for our future.
And that. Victory! That's another magic staff. That was pretty much only done for the gold.
After we cross the Great Bridge of Murden, we'll be in my father's territory. We actually crossed it 5 years ago for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Remember? Oh,
yeah.
This is terrifying. What am I gonna do? I gotta get a grip.
Don't worry, I'll arrange your funeral.
You think we'll meet him on the battlefield and he'll kill me? The front lines cover a long stretch of land, you know. We might not even run into him.
You know, they built up Caspar's dad to be such a threatening force. Something comparable to our own military strategy. And we never see it in action. It's disappointing, to say the least.
Thanks. I'm glad I asked you.
Yeah? Let's see what Lorenz has to say.
So, Claude and my father have made peace. That is to be expected. they both prioritize their own interests above all else. So long as those interests are in alignment, they will continue to cooperate. And based on that reasoning, one might infer that the Alliance should be also willing to work with the Kingdom's military. I highly doubt Claude would refuse to assist us if we were to ask.
Yeah, that would be the case.
So, we're finally moving into enemy territory. We can expect the war to get even more intense from here on out. I'm really feeling the tension now. I have almost no experience with battles of this scale. Professor, I'll be grateful for your leadership on the battlefield. I know I can trust you.
Don't worry, it's just the best map in the entire game.
Thanks to our victory, I've been able to study the Great Bridge of Murden at my leisure. And you know what? It's an astounding structure. So much history there. Imagine how much time and effort it must have taken to build something that big. Over water, no less. I hope that someday it will be opened up to the people of Fodlan. A historical site, rather than a military checkpoint.
It'll be probably like both or something like that. Waiting for the gate. Which was open all the time. Marianne!
The situation in the Alliance
We'll
has
probably be
changed
doing
so
your
much,
paralogue this
but I haven't heard a word from my adoptive father. Do you think he's forgotten about me?
I'm sure that's not
I'm not overly concerned about him. I'd actually be happier if he really did forget about me. Everything would be so much easier.
I also need to find out where Annette went.
Singing is so much...
It's hard to...
My thanks.
You do.
You have my sincerest gratitude. Circumstances and my wounds have prevented me from being by His Highness's side these 5 years. I am grateful that you have found him for me. I am once again in your debt.
I can finally kill her. Finally. I can avenge them.
Maybe.
We'll just do some quick fish and get some fish. Ooh. That will be mighty beneficial. There we go. Oh. Give me something good. Perfect. And now for the best of the bait. There we go. Perfect. Hey, that's platinum fish. That would be super beneficial for selling.
I gotta say, it's tough to keep the fighting spirit alive when you recognize your enemies on the battlefield.
No, not really.
Hey, come on. Even I know we can't do that. Just because we're fighting someone doesn't mean we gotta hate them. That's probably the worst thing about war.
Yeah.
Win or lose, I still get a bad taste in my mouth.
Here first.
Let's see. I've got to keep this place clean. And I mean properly clean. Every day. Dust it, sweep it, everything. You never can tell when Lady Rhea might be back.
Well, I think that food there might be expired. Audrey.
Oh, it's you, Professor. Sorry, I was a little lost in thought there. About all that has happened and all that is to come. I'm sure the battles ahead will not be easy. But please, take good care of His Highness.
Of course.
Each time we press forward, our search for Rhea broadens to a wider area. I certainly hope we will find at least some clue. I do suspect I already know where she is. If I'm right, and she is in the Imperial capital, then we cannot save her until we topple the Empire.
Yeah. Gotta do that.
I'm getting the hang of it.
Really?
There you
The
are.
thought of fighting people who were once our friends, it makes my heart heavy. If it was gonna come to this,
Maybe I should have avoided making friends with people from the Empire and the Alliance to begin with.
Well, it's a good thing I recruited them all.
I just don't know, Professor. It did often seem strange to me at the Academy that we were studying with all these people from all over the world. But I feel like I've finally started to understand the real reason behind it. The more you get to know people from other places, the harder you'll try to avoid fighting wars with them. The thought of... Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nobles who are changing allegiance again and again. I do not have understanding for that. How can you trust if treason comes with ease? How can you be calling yourself a noble? I do not have understanding of the reasoning.
I do not. Also, I'm in the middle of recording.
Surviving is more difficult without trust.
No worries.
There must be some other goal.
No.
I hear the next battle could be a big one. Is that true? I miss the old days when if someone got hurt, we'd rush them to the infirmary and make them well. But on the battlefield, there's not enough time to help. People die.
No, I think it needs to be on
Don't
public
be one of
court.
those.
I don't think so.
What do you think? Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing me here. I've been given permission to take part in this next mission too. I'll finally be able to avenge my brother. I swear, I'll take down that monster. I heard Edelgard is going to be leading her forces personally in the next battle. Seems pretty reckless to charge right into this one.
Okay.
I'm not sure I like our chances. What do you think?
No worries. I can.
I don't know why you're so confident, but it does somehow make me feel better. Anyway, we've come this far. Let's just keep putting one foot in front of the other and see how far we get.
Okay.
Catherine will surely be able to convince Count Karen. All that remains is to wait for a response from the Alliance side. For now, there are preparations to be made for the coming battle.
It's real.
Yet another grand battle awaits. Many will lose their lives.
Let's fight our hearts. Stay alive.
Let's, even considering... Is this... Thank you. Thank you.
That.
So, we're finally going to set foot in the Empire. I'm starting to get a little nervous. I guess there's a good chance we'll be fighting more old friends from here on out.
Do that.
If we defeat the Imperial army at Gronder Field, what will our next objective be? I guess we won't have much choice but to try to take Fort Mercius, on the far side of Gronder Field. It's probably too soon for us to be thinking about that, isn't it? The battle just ahead of us is far from certain.
And Lysa.
I'm glad you're the one giving orders on the battlefield, Professor. I don't think we should trust Dimitri with that task. Although it's thanks to his obsession that we're wasting no time, taking the shortest route to defeating the Empire. I just can't see a bright future for this army. fighting as we are under the banner of a prince possessed. Even if we do succeed in defeating the Empire, I wonder what will become of Fodlan. I apologize. Whenever I'm with you, I speak more openly than I should. Please keep this between us.
Okay. There, now I have thunder.
If we... I guess it's... The battle just... Oh. Wow. Wow.
So, I guess it's... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, who else? You like?
I'm glad all the... even if we... I apologize. For me? For me?
I seemed... If someone has packed... While I'm at... If I didn't like... Well... Well...
That...
As powerful... It's creepy.
I'll be different too. So... Oh. But everyone else is fine. To the underground.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The Great Tree Moon is finally upon us. It's time to celebrate a new year. We only get so many. Folks up top don't seem to be in the mood to celebrate, though. I hate war.
Yeah, that tends to be the case. let's go talk with the influencer.
Need something? This one?
And get this. The Shadow Library organized.
See you again soon.
And then we'll talk with Balthus here.
We've seen the face of evil. One of its faces, at least. And the Alliance is involved now. Hopefully, we can avoid dragging Alliance territory through the horrors of war. I may have cut ties with my family, but I still want them to be safe and all.
Yikes. They're fighting people we used to know from the Officers' Academy. Guess that's the kind of thing that happens in war, but still, it's pretty twisted. It makes me feel so... Ugh. Maybe I'll just try not to think about it.
That Duke Fraldarius is a rather upstanding guy. Getting into his good graces isn't without challenges. If he were a bit more corrupt, he'd be much more pliable. I'm not trying to pull anything funny, just noting that he's a respectable soldier. I hear he's the sort to have drinks with his men, getting to know them personally. Just last night, he and Felix had a chat. I'm sure there's a lot to work out between them.
Why, hello, come back soon now.
Now what I need, silver axe.
That's so. What a pain. What an absolute pain.
What's the matter?
Concerned, are you? That's nice. A little too nice. Here's a word of warning. If anyone here asks you for a favor, it's probably just a scam.
Across the bridge is Burgley's territory. It marks the start of our incursion into the Empire.
Yes.
Worry not. I feel no trepidation as we do this. Mark how my spellcraft carries us through to Envar, heart of the Empire.
Okay.
Please, you can't tell anyone you saw me here. I'm in hiding from the army. I couldn't stand the war, the violence. I had to get away. Now that I've deserted, I can't go home. Justice, ambition, what does any of that matter if you're dead? I just want to live. Is that so wrong? I used to be a rather important person in the church, but I am in exile for committing a crime. I embezzled some money, but it wasn't out of greed. My hometown was pillaged, you see, and the church wasn't putting in enough to rebuild.
Well, yeah, that still doesn't make it right. There's gotta go to the monastery again. We're gonna take a quick look at all the literature that Seth doesn't want you to know about.
If you don't mind. I have a favor to ask.
Oh, and it gets me some good stuff. Excellent.
Professor,
Now we'll take a quick look at all this rare literature. Letters to a mysterious noble. Claudia. This is Claude's mom. An antiquated note. Paper notebook. Loose meat. A goddess messenger. Fruits of Xanadu. These are the spices. Rare, basically for the best meal of the game. Feast of Death. It was removed and has signature. Here's the set in the adjusting empire. It has sustained great damage. Nothing else is legible. I think that was like the choosing of the first emperor. Like that. Ah. You can guess why this was not permitted for Sylvain's eyes. How to compliment a lover? The art of seduction. The myth of true love's singularity. Gift in Saint Sethleen's love grandel. And alone time and greeting at dawn. You can understand why I said it like that. This one important. Valiant of hearts. Lose. Talks about Lou. Those who slither in the dark. The tragedy of Besker. Death of Claude's dad. Basically, these are important events. Encyclopedia of Poland's insects. None of this really comes in handy. romance of the world's mission. This is... These are these quote-unquote false gods. Such. Truth of the Hero's Relic. So this basically explains how they work. Got memoir. Emblem. Okay. Histories of the calendar. By each month, named in a way. All important information. Now we gotta go talk with Gatekeeper and then we'll end the exploration.
Huh? My savior, thank you.
What about...
No.
Professor.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
I hear we're sending troops to Gronder Field next. Is that what's what?
Yep.
That whole area is in the territory of House Birdleys. It's famous as the main granary of Fodlan. If we could capture it, we probably wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Bread for all.
Basically, that's where the Empire gets most of its bread. And, well, and the free time now. We have to do back now. There, now I can have more
All
money.
that work was...
Do this.
Up. Up. Up.
Now is the...
Yes.
I'm just...
Still a long...
Praise
All
back. And we'll get some work to do. We'll put it all into authority, get him to the fear rank. There.
I'll do what I must.
Now it has B rank talent. Group tab. Now we can what to do. Move back on here. Pick Shamir here as well. And goals. Authority. That. X. Drop authority there. Lance. Writing. And begin.
I have to ask.
Professor.
You can build some support points with Shamir here.
Let us finish this quickly.
Leave it to me.
Here is the result.
Can I use this off the battlefield?
Yes,
and get
warp.
into the heart of it?
This is working out.
I've got the gist of it now.
Very well, then.
Feeling pretty good about this.
Certification. Ah, she's a war cleric. She can punch things.
It's all thanks to hard work.
And +7 strength might also make it go things way less. Hey, great night.
I passed.
We won't immediately change into it because we still have like one round of combat before we get what's it called? Aegis, master that class. Or item. Armor. Oh, I want button. Forge. There's the steel. I want to forge this. Ooh, monster battles. Alright, this is going to be the end of the video. Next time, we'll be doing these monster battles and one of these paralogs. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye!